refused to quit music. I mean, the older he gets, the younger he becomes.
Can say that again.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we have in the studio Ade Bantu.
Thanks for having me. Not really happy I had to wake up early, but hey, it's part of the sacrifices.
It's always a pleasure to have you on set.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, you just seem to be ageless. I know you're not a vampire. I just wonder why you refuse to age.
I'm just taking good care of myself, I guess, and just happy to be blessed with good genes. My mama made this, so big up to my moms.
Oh, that's good to know.
Good one. All right, so what's been happening with you, Bantu, music-wise?
What's been happening? We just dropped an album in July with my band Bantu. The album is called Agbiros International, and it's been well received. It's a 10-track album, so it's not a collection of singles. We worked on it for 6 years.
For 6 years?
Yeah, hundreds of hours in the studio, all live. So it's very, very dear to me. And we just released our first single, Lagos Barbie, with a video and all. So we're really excited and amped up like that.
That's very, very interesting. You know?
Okay, so I know that after then, there's this thing you do monthly.
Yeah.
And it seems like you've not been doing it, or you just decided to lie low about it.
We've been doing a live music concert series for over 4.5 years called Afropolitan Vibes.
Yeah.
And the idea was to kind of like reintroduce live music to an audience, because most of the time, most artists cut corners. What they do is DJ track one and stuff like that. And so what we do is I have a 13-piece band. We invite guest artists to come rehearse with us, and we do a 3-hour seamless performance. No MC, no joke crackers in between. It's just 3 hours of pure live music. And we've had pretty much everyone from, say, M.I., Burna Boy to Victor Olaya, Sheena Peters, over 160 acts over 4.5 years. So we used to do it monthly, every third Friday of the month. And what we now decided to do was to break it down to quarterly shows, because it just gets time consuming and quite exhausting, especially since we don't really pay the artists for the performance, so you have to beg them, work with their schedules and all of that. But it's been a good run. We have close to 3,000 people in attendance, and it's gained quite an international following and recognition as well. The Village Voice, one of the most important music magazines, voted it the most important live music show in the world, you know. So we're really excited about it. You know?
It's really interesting when you talk about live performances, because it's not something that the 21st century Nigerian artist is used to. What we are used to is just get into the studios and cook some bass, and before you know what we're singing. And most times, even for shows, I always do lots of miming and all. You know, what would you say is really happening with Nigerian music right now?
I think it's exciting times. I don't even want to hate on the younger ones. I'm very, very happy for them, because they've moved the conversation from world music to like global pop. And they are major players, the Davidos, the P Squares, and the Whiz Kids of this world. I think if you want to sustain your career and really make good money, then you have to have a good live act. You have to have a performance that entices people, that wants to make people pay money, make them want to watch you and follow you, and also support your career. So while you're indulging in becoming famous, I think it's also important to put on a good live performance, especially with a live band, because the only way to sustain a career outside Nigeria is to have a live band.
Okay, so now that we know that the album is what you're selling out now, I would like to know what's next with Ade Bantu.
What's next? We're off. I just came back from Brazil.
Okay.
I was in Brazil for 2 weeks. I did a performance, a video installation there. I'm off to Senegal in 2 weeks again. So doing a lot of traveling, working on the next video. And we have a live performance this weekend in Obalende. It's free. We're doing this Bantu Lagos concert series, an Agbero International Street Party, as we call it. The whole idea is to connect with our fans, people who know our music, people who are curious, who might not have heard of Bantu. Just go out into the different neighborhoods and entertain them, do it for free, and just have a good time, you know, because I think live music is so important. It feeds off the energy of the audience, you know. And if it's good music, people will connect, even if they don't know the music or the lyrics. You know.
Okay, I just wanted to ask, I want to understand what makes you tick and how you've been able to stay true to yourself. Because for people who don't know about you, I know you do Afrobeat, Fuji, and you combine all sorts of genres. How have you been able to sustain that?
I just love music, and it's never been about the fame. It's never been about the money. It's been passion driven, and ultimately, what I want to do is just be me, try to be as fearless as possible. Okay. And it's an adventure. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, yeah. But it's all about being fearless in that moment of creativity. And I've just been blessed. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I still have fun. I go to the studio, I record, I still get the jitterbugs even on stage, and as long as I still have the sense of having to prove myself to myself, that's like the best feeling ever.
All right.
Okay, so let's talk about your current video, the one that's trending now.
Lagos
What
Barbie.
inspired it? Yes.
What inspired it? It gets complicated when you're dating women or when you have a partner and she's obsessed with her hair. So she's like, I need to go to the hairdresser. So give me 1 minute, and that 1 minute turns to 1 hour. You're all dressed up, you're sweating, the AC's not working, you're like, I'm going to kill somebody. So we have this song called Lagos Barbie. It's tongue-in-cheek, where we kind of say, wave your weaves in the air. Obviously, we know Lagos, big girl, is not going to pull out her weaves and start waving them in the air.
I can do that thing.
Okay, we want to see that.
You might want to do that.
Okay. So we just felt we had to add some humor into all this hair and beauty politics, and that's the whole idea with the song. We just want people to just have a good time. And the beauty of the video is that we have throwback moments. So she goes back in time into the 60s. It was very complicated getting the right props. Everything had to be like original. And then there's a throwback into the 70s, and then she comes back into real time. I wrote the script. We just wanted to do a video that is different, and you get bored of champagne and bomb shaking, and you're like, why can't we do it differently, So that's what we did, and it's been getting some rave reviews, and people are connecting to it. It's just a feel-good, high life, calypso, hip-hop kind of song.
Wonderful fusion. All right, I just can't wait. I don't know about you. Let's get a feel of Bantu song before he leaves the studio. Let's talk some more about your new album. You say you have about 10 tracks on it, and tell us about the songs there.
So the album is my band's album. Bantu is not a solo artist, so I've never released any solo songs. Okay. I'm a member of a collective that goes by the name of Bantu. Friends just started calling me Ade Bantu, just to differentiate me. So we're 13 piece bands. We work together, compose together, write together, really old school, rehearse, and then we go into the studio and then we clock the hours. Okay. And it took a minute to kind of like fine tune the sound. We worked with an engineer, a Grammy Award winning Nigerian engineer called Aman Junaid. He was involved in the TLC Fan Mail project. He studied in America and just relocated back. So it was very exciting working with somebody who knew how to tailor our sound to a certain spec,
No, that's
I like it. Sometimes I wonder how you get inspirations to do what you do. I mean, we get to talk to artists who say that they're inspired by probably nature, ladies, But for you, where do you derive your inspiration from?
From the daily life, I drive by, I see somebody who is being manhandled or mistreated by, say, the police, or I see a food seller, or just different daily life incidents, that just kind of stick in my memory and it inspires something. But the best songs come either when I'm washing dishes or when I'm taking a shower, and then you're singing to yourself. And then you're just kind of freestyling, and then all of a sudden something sticks, and then you run to your phone. You're like, you do the voice note thing, and then you send it to somebody, and then you're on the keyboard trying to work on melody. So that's like the fun part, As long as it's not like under pressure, because I don't think I could ever deliver on pressure, like, oh, we need you to do a hit, sound like so and so. I just couldn't do it, and that's not why I'm into music.
I've always wanted to ask you very quickly, why did you ever take on cut of your dreads?
Well, I just got bored. I had the dreads like forever. Yeah, I was looking for a way out of the whole madness. And so what I basically said was, my hair, I am not my hair.
Okay.
So I had to kind of like challenge myself. And the best way to challenge yourself is to face your fear. And the dreads was an intricate part of who I am, you know, that people knew. And I said, okay, how do I go about getting rid of this and trying to like redefine myself? Because I think a lot of artists stick to a certain persona, you know, and they're afraid to grow. And sometimes I think it's important to grow so that you find your peace, because you start mimicking something that once was but isn't anymore, you know, and I see that as a danger.
Okay, I like that fact, but I also like his style of fashion. I mean, Bantu has refused to, I mean, despite the color of his skin, he still has a way of infusing African attire into, I mean, I see you these days now, this is what you go on, a jeans and a bit of an Ankara piece. What's this all about? What are you promoting?
This is all Chip Odinna. That's the guy I work with. Very, very highly skilled fashion.
By the Bantu band, that was a wonderful outing. I really felt all the instruments, and it was just taking me way back into the day.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a serious throwback, definitely. That's the whole idea. Like when you listen to music and you were dancing with your parents and everyone in the house was just bubbling and feeling good. Sometimes you feel like music doesn't connect the generations anymore. Once in a while it does, but most of the time everyone's just listening to their own sound, even among siblings, you know. People are not sharing that joy of music, you know. Oh, look at what I discovered, and everybody connects, you know. And which is a bit nostalgic, maybe living in the past, you can call it what you want. Music's all about good feelings.
Now I see why he's refused to age, you know.
Yeah.
And it feels like he go back
and forth and come back to
like,
okay, there's a whole lot of wonderful songs here. Afro Punk, Lagos Barbie. Okay, my Yoruba is not good. Let me not even there. Kama Delta Blues. Kama Dukbe. Okay, Marco Bami. Okay.
Marco Bami.
Marco Bami. Okay, don't put me in trouble.
Your Yoruba is up there.
Yeah. So after this, now what else are we expecting?
So with the next single, Anything for the Boys, is we're going to be shooting a video, working on our creative juices.
Okay, Anything
to
for the
come
Boys.
up with something.
Okay, that's number one.
And yeah, so we look forward to that. And as I said, this Sunday in Obalende Day, we hit the streets 4 p.m. free live show. Just looking forward to doing more shows. So we've been going around. We were in Bariga, Yaba. We're going to do Ogba. We just want to move around Lagos and not just be in our little shell and be grumbling. Nobody's giving us money for shows. We just go out to just have fun.
Thank
these
you
shows
so
are
much,
free.
Bantu.
These shows are free. So the idea is people just come and have a good time, you know.
Yeah, that's so wonderful.
Just soaking the music.
Man, I am really feeling this Lagos Barbie. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be back.
You too.
Okay, for people who may want to follow you, just social media and all
Social
that.
media, Bantu Crew on Twitter, Bantu Crew on Instagram. My personal handle is Adebantu Music, Adebantu as well. So yeah, go to our website, bantucrew.com. That's where you can get all the music, listen to us, interact with us. We're Agberos International, so there's no barriers, nothing. We just connect like that. Sharp.
All right, thank you, my brother. It's Galaxy today.